stop.
What is up, all my beautiful badgers, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a review on Cold War, most importantly Black Ops Cold War, and just my feelings about the game in general, and what my general consensus is, my rating to it compared to last year's Modern Warfare, which I thought was a decent game, but others think differently about it, and let's go. So first off, I want to talk about the campaign, because it was the very first thing I played. I have an episode about it up on my channel, even though it's not a very good episode, I will admit. There's a lot I could have done better with that, but you know, I put it out there, it's out there if you want to watch it. It should be like a video or two back, but yeah. So first I want to talk about the entire plot twist of the entire game is the fact that in the second mission, where you play as Mason and you, Woods, and Adler have to go track down this one guy who I think he's from the Middle East who works for Perseus. Apparently, you are a Russian who works for him, or not works for him, but you work for Perseus, and he does not like the quote-unquote competition, so he tries to murk you. But during that time, you are still alive after Adler, Mason, and Woods kill the Middle East man, and they found you barely alive in the car where you were shot. And the entire rest of the story goes, Adler brainwashed you to try to help you find Perseus, blah blah blah. But the plot twist is kinda out there. I mean, it's not a bad plot twist, but it seemed a little bit too much on the nose. It's like they were trying to refer too much back to Black Ops, just the original game, and I'm not sure how I felt about that. Now, I did like the little Easter eggs they put in about Black Ops. You know, like in the mission Echoes of Cold War, you can get this gun called the Redeemer, and when you get it, I'm pretty sure it's Steiner. You see his picture, and the numbers flash up on your screen because you're playing as Mason, and I think that's a pretty cool Easter egg that they could put in there. The gameplay I liked it a lot, but it's COD. I always like the gameplay of COD. I don't think I've ever had a COD gameplay disappoint me, except for you, Black Ops 4. And you know, it's a very good campaign. The story itself, other than the twist, I really liked. I like the fact that you can do things a lot more sneakily, or you can just do it loud if you want. But my main conflict with the story comes in the part with Bell himself or herself, depending on what gender you picked. It seems a little bit too. It seems like they were rushed in trying to make a story, so they kind of try to like cliche a storyline in there with Adler and Bell and how the entire thing was going to work out. I don't know. It seemed like a little bit too forced, a little bit too rushed. Maybe if they would have focused more time into the campaign, because I know they said like 5 months before it was done, the campaign was ready and it was all ready to go, because there was panic happening. I'm not sure if that was called a panic or if that actually was a thing, but I feel like they could have like revitalized a little bit more parts of it. The graphics, I must say, I play on Xbox One, and the graphics still amazing. I love them a lot. I love the cutscenes. As cinematic as Modern Warfare. I'm not sure if because of the type of graphics they went with more of a cartoony. But I really like the cutscenes. I like how the campaign was presented. My main flaw just falls into the fact of where the game and how the game, or the campaign, I should say, where the story leads and where it leaves you off, seeing as it's supposed to continue to Black Ops 2, and then we're guessing 3 and 4, but we already know that it is connected to Modern Warfare through Sakayev, and we'll see how that turns out in Warzone. But overall, I would give the campaign a 6 out of 10. Alright, the second part I want to focus on is the multiplayer, because I have more time into multiplayer than I do into the zombies, which I feel zombies is better, but multiplayer I feel like has more to grind with. So to start off in multiplayer, when the game first came out, it has 8 maps, and there's really only 3 to 4 of them I like. And the ones I like the most were Satellite, and I know this is probably going to... No, actually. Satellite and Moscow were probably my favorite too. Now, the other 2 that I really liked, but other people, I feel like, hated, were Garrison and Checkmate. I don't know what the problem is with them. I understand on Checkmate there's a lot of camping spots, and underneath the plane, a lot of people hide there, and it's a whole hiding mess, but I mean, most of the maps are. And the thing with Garrison, I'm guessing it's the same thing, with just snipers sitting back and holding angles, and them just hiding everywhere they can. But again, every map has that. There's almost no maps, except for like Shipment, or yeah, really Shipment is the only map I can think of, and any COD game that you can't sit in, or at least any of the recent ones. And I feel like Nuketown was a good addition, but the spawns in it need somehow to be fixed. The spawns really are iffy. At times it felt like I would spawn and immediately die, and I would spawn again and immediately die, because they'll be sitting at the edge of the house, and they weren't far enough in to change the spawn, or there were too many people in that spawn for me to spawn there, so the spawns just kept getting trapped, and it felt kind of off. It felt kind of wrong, and I didn't really like that part. But if we go to the gunplay, I mean, I like most of the guns in here. I mean, the snipers, going up against a sniper, especially like a nice quick scoping Tundra, it really sucks, because there's no flinch on the sniper, and because there's no flinch, I can be shooting you and you could almost be dead, but you can still kill me with that one bullet because your gun does not move. And or at least if there is flinch, it's very little, it's very unnoticeable, and it kind of ruins the fun of like having to be skilled with a sniper, in my opinion. And the rest of the guns I really liked. The SMGs, as always, a little overpowered, could be worked on, but as usual, they'll probably get really nerfed down. Now, shotguns as secondaries, I don't mind, but I can see why other people do. There is the big problem of just having 2 shotguns by putting on Lawbreaker, I think it is, and then just going around with the Gallo, and then just switching to the Horror after you're out of ammo. I can see that big problem. Now, if we're talking about just gameplay itself, just the way you run, the way you move, the way cover works, it's kind of iffy, especially on maps like Nuketown, where almost everything is wall bangable. Now, it makes it fun for me because I like to spray walls, hopefully get a kill or 2, and I find it really fun. But to others, I can see the problem with it. Like, you can just be sitting there reloading, and then all of a sudden someone else in the other building just sprays at you and you're dead. And I've gotten many kills like that, and I've gotten killed like that many times. But my main problem with the moving around system is that I'm not sure how I like the sliding, because I never found myself using it that much. Now, with Tactical Sprint, I always used it. Tactical Sprint was something that I felt like was a necessity to be able to play Modern Warfare, otherwise you were just stuck. But sliding, I just feel like it's just something there that I can use if I want to just like slide into cover really quickly, or just try to, I don't know, just get out of the way of a grenade or something. It's not something that I would use to get around the map. It's something I would use as a safety net for the map. But overall, I've clocked around a day on the multiplayer, and I would rate it the same. You know what? Yeah, I'll rate it a little lower than the campaign. I'll rate it a 5 out of 10. It has decent parts about it. It has so much potential, but there are parts where it lacks. Like the map design could be way better. The skill-based matchmaking is kind of horrific, especially for me, and I'm a horrible player. And then you also have the spawn points, which I despise on Nuketown, and sometimes on maps like Checkmate and Garrison. But otherwise, it's very okay. It's very mediocre. I wanted more out of it, especially for $60. If you paid $70 for the cross-platform, it's probably the same, just a 5 out of 10, a very mediocre multiplayer. Alright, the last part that we can review for now till Season 1 comes out on, I think it's December 10th, is zombies. Now, there's two parts of zombies. There's the normal zombies, and then there's Dead Ops, which, Dead Ops, it's a fun little callback, but I don't see myself desiring to play it. I've played it like 1 or 2 times, and when I did play it, I had some fun in it, but it just felt like more of a thing that should have just stayed as nostalgia instead of just trying to move it up forward. But I feel like it should have just stayed in Black Ops, the original, just as like a nice little thing there to go back and play and like have fun with it with like a family member and not play it online as it is now. But the main zombies, I gotta say, is pretty dang fun, especially when you have a nice 4 group of friends, maybe even just 3 of you playing. It's a very nice game mode to play. Even by yourself, it's enjoyable. But the Easter eggs are a nice addition too. You don't have to do it to get this overpowered weapon, or you don't have to do it to get that. I mean, it's not really much needed to do it anymore. It just doesn't feel like a fetch quest as say Black Ops 3. I know a lot of people liked Black Ops 3 Zombies, but to me it just felt like you had to do a lot of these things just to do that and do this, and especially get the Pack-a-Punch. It just felt like too much. But in this one, you get the Pack-a-Punch. It's really simple. It's very easy to get, and there are some overpowered guns in there, like the Gallo, especially one it can be maxed out. Pack-a-Punch, that thing is crazy. But then you have some guns that you just do not want to touch, like the MP5, in my opinion, in Zombies is just so horrible. No one should buy it. No one should spend their money on the wall. But having a group of friends, or even by yourself, and just being able to get to like just round 20 is so enjoyable. Now I find myself just wanting to play another round and another round and another round, but it comes to the part where I get fatigued of it, and then I'll probably end up just going and playing another game, or I'll just go and play multiplayer and just grind to try to get gold. But there's that part of it. The zombies I really enjoy, especially with friends, so I'm gonna give the zombies a 7 out of 10. Oh, one last thing to clear up about the zombies. When I'm talking about the map itself and Black Ops 3, I'm not necessarily talking about the DLCs. I'm just talking about the starting map that everyone gets. I know in this one, I'm pretty sure all the DLC is free, so when the new map, zombie map, comes out, I'll have to probably make a review of that and see how much I like it. But again, with this map, I love it. It has some aspects of the very original World at War Zombies, and it's very fun to play. You know what, I'm gonna bump the score up to 8 out of 10. I don't know why I gave it 7. That's way too close to the multiplayer in the campaign. 8 out of 10 for me for the zombies. Now, the last part, the very last part, I know I just said I was going to do that with the zombies, but the skins. The weapon skins. The operators, there's not much to talk about. You have, I'm pretty sure it's 6, 8, it's 6 to 10, I'm pretty sure. It's 6 to 10. I forget them all. But the thing with the skins, the weapon skins at least, is they're very, how should I say this? Some of them are really good, and other ones just aren't good at all. It's just, some are like nice, mediocre, and the other ones are just horrible. Like, I'm okay with Diamond. I liked Modern Warfare Diamond better. I felt like it wrapped around the gun better. In this one, it looks a little off, but I still prefer it. And I'm probably, this is probably an unpopular opinion, I still prefer the gold over the diamond. The diamond, in my opinion, is horrible. Like, if all you did was just wrap the gun in the diamond skin itself, then I'm okay with that. I'm fine with it. But they put this yellow on it, to me that just does not fit the gun. And I don't know. Some are saying it's gold, but it is kind of more gold than the actual gold skin itself, but I don't like it mixed with the diamond. Just wrap the entire gun in diamond. It would probably save you time, and I feel like it would just look better. And Dark Matter doesn't look that good to me. But if we're talking about zombie skins for guns, I love Pink Diamond and I love Dark Aether. It's both very good to me. I like both of the guns skins, and it might be good enough to grind with, but I just don't like grinding for like ones where I have to get an entire section of gun done just to get that. That's why I would always only get gold done in Modern Warfare. But if we're gun skins, I guess we would count that into the multiplayer and the zombies. So for the respective skins, 5 out of 10 and a 8 out of 10, as I've given both ratings. And that's my rating of Cold War so far. I'll probably make an update on each season coming out if you want me to. But yeah, have a good day and peace. Alright, so overall, if we're taking everything, we have a 5, a 6, and an 8. So I'm guessing that balances out to around a 7 for a 7 out of 10 for Cold War. In my opinion, I feel like Modern Warfare would edge it out a bit more, but Modern Warfare, I feel like if we're doing a tier list, is a C game, which would therefore make Cold War a C game at launch. Now, I feel like they can fix the game, add more maps, make the weapons more balanced, add more maps in, as I just said. Maybe revise some of the things that we have problems with in the old maps, so they don't just become hated maps around the community, and hopefully they can be fixed. But hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving. I know I did. See you in the next video. Peace.
I do not love you, shawty. See you later. Pull up on your block, toting that nerd, and I got a lightsaber. Hit it from the back, she giving birth, but I'll never date her. Fucking with the gang, get put on a shirt. We smoke good now. We making it out the hood now. We don't gotta bust jugs now. Touring, I'm getting booked now. The ice looking like ooh.